Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you would like to catch the show live, I gotta slide this way a little bit. I'm at this weird angle where I'm at, and so it's like it's a little uncomfortable, but it's like I didn't want to move the van again, so I just parked in my friend's driveway and said I'll deal with it. It's all good. Hi, if you're watching from inside your house and I'm right in your driveway. Anyway, hi. I'll probably get a text message right now. Hi, anyway. But anyway, going back. Today we're talking about our privacy and our security news. And with that, let's go ahead and get jumping right on in. Lego and Epic Games wants to make a metaverse that's safer for kids. Okay, I got news for you guys. This is a internet-based system where kids are interacting with other people, and some of them are probably going to be pretending to be kids. And they'll probably be your child's second grade teacher trying to teach them all about being transgender or whatever else. It's not going to be a safe place. If you'd like to know the best safe place for your children to play with their Legos, it is in their bedroom or maybe even preferably your family room so that they can get their playing in and be around other people in the family as well. And maybe you'll actually have well-adjusted children rather than people who are addicted to video games and 3D animations and fake worlds. We do not need to see Ready Player One to be indoctrinated into children at the youngest of ages. But anyway, they're like, hey, we are joining forces so that we can have the best place for kids. We're going to protect the children's rights to play by making safety and well-being a priority. Details, please? I just don't believe you. I just don't understand. No, I mean, unless it's completely offline, that's okay. Safeguard children's privacy by putting their best interests first. They are best served by us advertising to them. I mean, I'm sure they're not going to explicitly advertise to them. But any amount of data collection at all is not putting their best interests first. But we're just collecting just enough data for diagnostics and all these types of things. No, we don't need to do that either. We don't. 3, empower children and adults with tools to give them control over their digital experience. Hey, adults out there, here's the best control. It's a little thing. These days, it's with a half circle icon and a line through it. It's called a power button. Turn that crap off and interact with your children in the real world. That is what you need to do. Call me Mr. Luddite here, but I just don't think that sending your children into VR, into a metaverse with a bunch of other people on a digital tech platform with weird headsets and all of the other things that come along with the metaverse. I just don't think that that's the best interest for your children. Let me know in the comments down there where I'm wrong. And I know the whole world's going here. May as well get them used to it now. The whole world shouldn't be going there. I will not be joining you. I'll be here in the real world. Y'all enjoy your conferences. And your never mind. We're not going to go there. Well, our second story is Google Maps is deploying AI to help update all of these business profiles page. Now, the number of clients I have with these business profile pages are like, dude, how do I even get in here and edit this kind of stuff? And then you're like, well, you would have to create the Google account and claim the business and verify you own it and all this kind of stuff. I actually have one client that they have locked him out of his own business page and he can't get back in. And he has sent them like the title to the building, full documentation stuff I wouldn't do. He has sent him, oh Lord, he literally everything in the world. This is me. This is my business. Like, no, bro, you can't have access to your business. But Google has a solution. They're now deploying AI and imagery to build a self-updating map. So those Google Maps you guys all rely on to know, whoa, what's the hours of this business and things like that. Yeah, now the AI is going to be adjusting those business hours. How does it do it? Well, it looks at the type of businesses in the community and the traffic and all these other factors. It says, well, this thing says it's open from Monday through Friday, 3 o'clock to 8 o'clock. But, it seems as though a lot of people go on that street like 1 o'clock. And so it must be open at 1 o'clock. And so Google is literally going to change the hours for your business if you have not changed the hours for your business in the last year. This should be in Nonsenseville, but it just carries with it this idea, like, what in the world is going on? So past few years have experienced a lot of change, including constantly updating operating hours based on changing government tyranny, we'll say. To keep up with this pace of change, we have developed a machine learning model that automatically identifies if business hours are likely wrong and then instantly update them with AI generated predictions. What could possibly go wrong? Let's look at Liam's lemonade shop as an example, because Liam apparently has this is not little Liam's lemonade stand, I promise you. Whoa. Anyway, Liam's lemonade shop. To start, our systems consider multiple factors, such as when Liam last updated their business profile, what we know about other shop hours, and the popular times information for the shop, which uses location trends to show when it tends to be the busiest. Since it appears that Liam's business profile hasn't been updated in over a year and its busiest hours are typically Thursday afternoons, even though Google Maps says it's close to that time, Liam's business hours are likely out of date. Google, did you assume the fact that there might be Antifa looting the store at the moment? Because that would cause a high amount of location tracking on the data. And, Liam's like, I've just given the store over to the looters at this point in time. They can have all the lemons they want. I'm making lemonade. Okay. But yeah, Google is going to be deploying some AI to automatically adjust your business hours. So if you actually use this crap, you might want to get in there and regularly toggle your business hours on and off and different days so that, Google's AI algorithm doesn't insist that you're open when you're actually closed. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. On to our final story. This was a investigative report from Vice. And what they did is they're getting as curious about these AirTags that I am. And I'm telling you guys, these AirTags, they should come off the market. And all of these Bluetooth trackers should, because they're just too dangerous. There's too many bad use cases that bad people can use these in a way. And unless you're actively scanning for lost AirTags around you, you don't even know about it. So what Vice decided to do is they reached out to a lot of police departments, and they found 8 police departments who handed them over 150 different stalking reports. And lo and behold, 50 of those stalking reports explicitly stated AirTags were involved in the stalking. Now, actually, I think there were more than 50 of them. Okay, there were 150 mentioning AirTags. 50 of those. So 1/3 of the cases involving AirTags used in stalking were women called the police because they started getting notifications that their whereabouts were being tracked by an AirTag they didn't own. 25 of those, so 50% of those people, could actually identify a man in their lives, ex-partners, husbands, or bosses they strongly suspected planted the AirTags on their cars in order to follow and harass them. Those women reported that current and former intimate partners, the most likely people to harm women overall, are using AirTags to stalk and harass them. This is the justification that this type of product does not need to be on the market. Okay, I'm going to put it on here in case I lose my keys. Don't lose your keys, you idiot. Have a solid place. Okay, I got this funny thing. My keys are always right here. When they're not in my pocket and not in my engine, they're on that hook. Develop these things called micro habits. You won't lose your keys. I might lose my bag. Stop losing your bag. Sure, we've all lost something from time to time. But the reality is, put a little identity plate in there. It's going to solve the problem a whole lot better. And it's not going to push this idea, we need to have these low-range Bluetooth trackers perpetually all around us at all times so that I can look up the location where it is at all times. Oh, my Lord, I need to know. Where are my keys? Yeah. And this is the actual evidence for all of the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that I have been spreading all over. Yeah, it turns out that there's a lot of people stalking people with AirTags. 50 of them are women who, half of those could say, yeah, I know the crazy person who probably has planted this on me. One report, a woman called the police because a man who had been harassing her had escalated his behavior, and she said he'd been placed an AirTag in her car. The woman said the same man threatened to make her life hell, the report said. Most cases involved angry exes, and one woman called to report that her ex had slashed her tires and left an AirTag in the car to watch her. A woman in another police report said that she found AirTags attached to her car multiple times and knew it was her ex, who had a history of assault. She said that she knew it was him because he was showing up to her locations at the same time she was. Wow, kind of shocking. See, this is the thing. If you want to be stupid and turn location on your own device so that it perpetually knows where you are and some crazy Google employee wants to stalk you, hey, that's on you. But when there's a device out there that somebody can attach it on you or something you have that tracks you and you don't even know it, and this is the technology that helps them, and it's made very cheap and extraordinarily widespread, I'm sorry, these need to come off of the market. That's my thought. That's my idea. You can call me whatever crazy anti-capitalist you want, whatever else. No, capitalism carries with it a degree of morality, and there's a point in time you say, the abuse, the ability for abusing these citizens is extraordinarily high. And so maybe we just shouldn't bring these to the market, and then it becomes harder to get them, whatever else. So that's my thought. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Well, you can help support the channel. I actually have a shop. I don't promote this. I've not promoted this for a while. Part of this is actually because there were some issues with the version of Firefox I was using on the last build of the computer, that it stopped working, and I just got out of the habit of showing my shop. But you can still find all the different t-shirts we have at shop.switchedtolinux.com. We do have things on t-shirts, bags, hats now, all sorts of things I have not actually got a chance to have a look at. These are the tinfoil hat time t-shirts. We also have this on, we have the code of conduct, RMRF, no preserve root, code of conduct, hashtag LinuxGate. Even a baby onesies if you want to convert your children into that. There's some coffee mugs. We have cats and tinfoil hats over there. And we have some water bottles. We have coffee mugs, t-shirts, sub to the cat because the human is crazy. There's lots of stuff you can find over here at shop.switchedtolinux.com. So you can jump on over here. And this mouse pad is definitely my favorite. Of course, picks up on the green screen, but it is a nice mouse pad. But anyway, guys, you can help support the channel over there, and let's go ahead and have a look at some security news next. So first up in security, Google will soon hide neglected apps in the Play Store. This is funny. They're like, we're going to make the Play Store even safer. Guys, I got news for you. The old apps in Google Play Store is not the problem. It's the new ones that keep on getting through with tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of malware. We'll get to those. But for this story, if an app has not been updated in 2 years, it is going to be hidden. So people, in theory, if you know exactly where it is and have a direct link to it, you can still get to it, but it won't show up in searches. It won't show up as recommended, things like that. They're basically saying, hey, the app has not been updated for a long time, so we are no longer going to allow it out. And so that is what Google is working on right now, which is in theory going to help with some security because they're getting old, out of date. There could be security vulnerabilities in them that are being exploited, and if nobody's updating, whatever else. But this is not going to solve the Google problem. If you want to know the best way to get secure apps, don't use the Google Play Store at all. Just get rid of it, disable it off your phone. It's full of malware. Go to F-Droid. Everything is directly compiled by that company after the source code has been audited and the app has been tested. Okay, you're going to get a lot less malware on F-Droid. Now, you won't get all of the apps. I agree with you, but here's a thought. You should not be using that many apps anyway. Almost every app out there, you can probably use a web browser for, unless it's like a game or something like that. And, get a computer. You don't need to be gaming on your phone. Says the guy with a gaming phone, but, Anyway, thousands of Android users downloaded this password-stealing, brand new, by the way, malware disguised as Antivirus. Hey, let's download Antivirus from Google Play. Yeah, the Antivirus from Google Play was actually a virus. It was downloading passwords and all sorts of fun stuff. I think this one was one of the ones targeting the banks. 6 antivirus apps have been removed from Google Play's App Store because instead of protecting users from cybercriminals, they were actually being used to deliver malware to steal passwords, bank details, and other information from Android users. The malware app have been detailed by the cybersecurity researchers at Checkpoint, said they were downloaded from Google's official app by over 15,000 users who were looking to protect their devices. I generally don't need that much antivirus on an Android phone. It's pretty locked down. But again, just avoid the Google Play Store and you're going to basically be good. I think they were all do this because the malicious actions were triggered in CNC servers, so the app could stay off state during the test period in Google Play and turn on when they get to the user's devices. This has been a common way of deploying malware. They produce an app that is just fine, but then eventually the company just simply turns on the malware after the app has been installed for a while. And so you get that kind of stuff. So again, just don't use Google Play Store. That's the best way to not have malicious apps on your phone. Well, Mailchimp says an internal tool was used to breach hundreds of accounts. Like, this one is funny. It's like, they're like, we're pretty sure it's over 100 accounts. It's probably under 200. Now, these guys here, they probably had access to a lot more Mailchimp accounts than they wanted, but they were explicitly targeting accounts tied to the cryptocurrency sector and the financial sectors. So if you were on a Mailchimp list in one of those two sectors, it's possible hackers got into the accounts of the people you are subscribed to. So it's very possible. Now, what they said is that the only thing that was actually obtained was first names, like first and last names. They said no other identifiable information, including emails, they said were not taken. Isn't that funny? The hackers get into an email service provider and they don't take the emails. Is that like putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at your luggage password? I don't know. But anyway, and so watch out if you are subscribed to any cryptocurrency or financial sectors through Mailchimp accounts. Be aware somebody might have your name. They might already have it, but who knows? And on to our final block, which is formerly Square. Remember that Square changed its name to Block. I guess, they went all 3D or something. And Block says 8.2 million customers were affected by a data breach. Yikes! A company used to be called Square is responsible for the Cash App payment service. I believe the Cash App, isn't this the one that allows you to text money to your friends? Yeah, this is yet another reason I don't use this crap. As confirmed, a data breach was carried out by a former employee. Isn't that nice? This is why we've been telling you guys, even if the company has the best overall security protocols, you're only as safe as the least safe person in the room. Okay, if you have a rogue employee, that rogue employee has access to everything. I told you guys before when I was doing contract sales for a education tech company, despite I was only in the college division, I had full access to our database, including active grades, social security numbers, and all sorts of information, not only on every single college student in our service, but in every single K through 12 student in our service as well. Talk about a privacy violation from the privacy of my home. And these people only met me 2 times in person. We worked entirely remote. I had full access to everything on that server. If I was rogue, I could have downloaded a lot of neat stuff. Fortunately, I'm not rogue and I don't do stuff like that. But it opens it up that any one of our contractors who had less morality than I do, and I had conferences with these people, I would say that most of them have less morality than I do, based on the number of alcoholic-induced sexual affairs in the town when I was there at their conferences. I imagine that some people could be bought and sold with a lot of things. This was an employee who had left the job or was fired from their job. The report does not say, and they never closed their credentials, and so the ex-employee is now able to get in there and wreak a whole bunch of havoc. So yeah, that's yet another reason I use as few services as possible, because it's not that I necessarily look at the whole world and say, well, the security's bad across the whole universe. It may not be, but that one rogue employee can be bought, he can be sold, he can be disgruntled, and he can get in there and do a whole lot worse than a hacker can, because he already has direct access. And this company has bad protocols if they did not immediately remove the guy's access to the accounts that he used to work on. So this is definitely on block for poor security, poor cybersecurity, and poor employee interfacing with how their employees interface. It's probably one of these places that had one password and everybody used the same one, you know? It's great. Think about that next time you're talking about passing money back and forth on something like Block. Or is it Cube? I don't know. But anyway, you can help support the channel over on Patreon, patreon.com/TOMM. You can jump on over there. That will help support all of the different channels that I have. With that, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.